help. And I'm like, I'm going to
blending so many concepts all together in one. So I really want to get into the descriptions that you use in your book, the poetry, the art form. One thing that really stood out to me was the words that you would put together. And I know you've been doing this for a long time, but did you use a dictionary at any point? Like, what was your skills? Like, how did you figure out how to put these words together and to make the message come across? Because I think if you listen to it and if you read it, you will see visuals. You don't really have to work too hard to understand the book, which is incredible.
Awesome, because I think what made it easier for me, it's like we live in a society where everybody's basically an author at this point in time. How do I stand out, right? Mm-hmm. How am I going to make people understand that this is my truth? This is who I am, and not blending, because I don't fit well in a box. That's just so not me. I like to do whatever the hell I want to do at any given point in time. So Google was my best friend. What I did for a lot of the words, I would, especially when we talk about the anatomy and your body parts, because I had to be mindful because, of course, of my daytime job as well. I had to take that into consideration. So to water certain things down, I just Googled and decided, okay, fine, replace certain words if I needed to. But for the most part, because this was something that I felt, it was an experience. It was natural. It was me. This is what I felt. It was easier. Because this is not a book that I'm just writing, just because I really wanted to write a book. This was my experience.
And I want to ask you, what are 3 of your favorite poems? Or if you want, you can pick a line, because your lines are very powerful as well. But either one. And I just want to know 3 and why they really stand out to you.
So, do you mind if I go to my book?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Because that's another thing as well. I have been so intimidated all this time, because throughout this process, my memory was not the same. I'm not the same woman I used to be, and I'm getting a bit emotional thinking about it, but that's okay. And I'm not able to really memorize my poems. And for an extended period of time, that bothered me, because especially like when I went to open mics and I saw people, they just get up there and they just say it. And I was like, oh my God, I can't even do that. It's such a struggle for me. But again, because I've arrived at a place where I understand who I am, and I'm so in love with who I am, it doesn't even really matter to me. So I'll pull out my book, and I'll probably share a word or 2.
Yes. Thank you. I look forward to this moment, because I know that to sit down, come up with the concepts, to come up with the words, it's not easy. But it's also something you love. And it has a lot of meaning to you, so that's exciting.
Absolutely. So Rendezvous is one of my favorite pieces. I'll read the first 3 lines, if you don't mind. It says, perspiration dripped from my body, forming rivulets on the sheets. My body he caressed with tender, soft touches. Fingers and tongue worked simultaneously.
So with lines like that, did you ever read any books similar to that? How do you come up with stuff like that? Or is it literally just that moment because you felt it?
Exactly. So, like again, I said, it's really what I felt. I'm going to try to paint a picture, right? So, I'm in my neck brace. My mom administers my medication. She turns the lights off. I'm in my dark red room. I'm laying on bed, and the need for companionship is so overwhelming, and that pain that I'm feeling is so excruciating. I literally had to travel to my perfect world, and that's my imagination. That's Fantasyland. So it was so easy, because it's like in that moment when I'm exploring my body and trying to understand who I am, the words just came. It was that simple.
And I really want to get into the fact of not a lot of people can express themselves in this way. Okay. because they're scared. They don't know what people are going to say. And I love the fact that you mentioned how you had to become one with yourself, figure yourself out and what you want. How did you deal with criticism or negativity, or was there anybody in your life that was like, oh, I don't understand why you're putting out a book with so many details?
I will disguise names and not really get into it. But yes, I had a lot of that. But then again, it goes back to me recognizing my power. This is my truth. You can't tell me how to feel and how to act because this is me. I am liberated. So guess what? To hell with what anyone wanted to think or feel, because this is me. At nights when I was alone,